is Bella. So today I am discussing One of Us is Lying. I wish I had the physical book with me, but by the way, I'm in college. I'm in my dorm room right now. Can't really tell because all you can see is my bookshelf, which yes, I brought my whole bookshelf and not all of my books because that would fill the whole room, but some of them. I did not bring One of Us is Lying, so we just have this photo here that I edited in. So One of Us is Lying is a story about these high school kids who all get called into detention for the same reason, actually, all having their phones out, and the weird thing was that it was neither of their phones. It was just a planted phone, and they got caught, and all six, yes, I believe 6 of these kids were in this detention, and the teacher steps out for whatever reason, and one of the kids has an allergic reaction. He drinks water and he is apparently allergic to peanuts, and somehow there was peanut oil within the cup or the water, and he starts choking and ends up dying. And everyone is really freaked out, and then it turns into this mystery of, did one of these kids murder him? Because this kid that died unfortunately had a lot of enemies because he had this magazine. He basically spread gossip and told people secrets, and no one likes that, so he made a lot of enemies. So yes, it was so fun to read, and I actually read it like a while ago, but I never had a chance to film a book talk, but I really, really, really wanted to film a book talk, so I'm doing it now. And that's all I'm gonna say for the non-spoilery part. So if you haven't read it, go read it now. It's like so fast. Go pick it up and read it and then come back. Okay, bye. And hello to those of you who have read One of Us is Lying. I think like my favorite thing about it was the Breakfast Club twist that is in the book. Because personally, The Breakfast Club was one of my favorite movies, especially in high school. Like, whenever I was feeling kind of down or whatnot, just turn The Breakfast Club on, and it made me feel so happy. And I love the soundtrack, the story, and this was so great that it was a Breakfast Club twist with the murder mystery, and I love murder mysteries, so I really, really loved this book. And I loved the fact that it was told from different perspectives. I think my favorite one was actually Addie, because in high school I was never the popular girl. I was always an outsider, always like by myself reading. I would even hang out in the library alone reading, or sometimes a bathroom stall reading, because that was my thing. I was never popular. I actually really enjoyed hearing the perspective of someone who is really popular in high school. That, I just really appreciated that, and I weirdly could relate to her in some things that I wouldn't think that I could have said beforehand, like, oh yeah, I can relate to a most popular girl in school. No, I couldn't have. I really appreciated that, and it totally gave me like a new perspective of my high school experience in a weird way. It was just really, really fun. I think my favorite scene with Addie was when she wanted to cut her hair, and the hairdresser was like, what? You want to cut your hair? It's so beautiful. And then she just grabs the scissors and chops it off, and she's like, fix it. I had to put the book down and just like applaud her for a second, because it was so badass and cool, and I just really, really loved that. And it broke my heart that it was her boyfriend in the end. Like, I did not see that coming. I kind of suspected that it was Simon a little bit, but like that it was ended up being suicide, because the more we heard from the different characters, it was like none of them could have done this. I can't see anyone doing this. That I was like, I feel like this was Simon. It was a suicide, because that would be a really fun, not fun, but crazy twist. But it broke my heart that it ended up being like her boyfriend, or I guess ex-boyfriend, and it really broke my heart how abusive he was. And I appreciated that that was present in the story, because honestly I think emotional abuse goes under the radar so often, because it's hard to tell what emotional abuse is, especially when you're in that relationship. And he was definitely emotional abusive, and I love that her sister really cared enough for her to tell her that. I was happy that she got to be independent, and even though there was that other guy, she didn't go after him. She decided to be by herself and learn who she was, and I loved that. Addie was like one of my favorite characters. So with Nate and Brownon, I loved their relationship. It was so cute. In the beginning, it's hard to say, because I wouldn't want to call it insta love, because I don't know, I didn't really get that feel. I can understand where people can say that, but for me it wasn't really insta lovey, because they were texting all that time, and they came together because they both knew how each other felt of being an outsider. I loved seeing their relationship progress, and oh my gosh, the texting and them watching movies together, and they would pick the movies and all the like little flirtations, and it was like the perfect amount of sweet and sexy and just mush. And it broke my heart at the end when they weren't together, and I was so mad at Nate. I was like, Nate, you stupid idiot! But then they got back together, because they were like, no, we want to. Ooh, with Cooper, I really, really liked that character too. I knew that he was cheating on his girlfriend. For them, it was their relationship wasn't genuine. I could just feel that. And with like his texting, I was like, ooh, he's cheating. But I would not see it coming that he was gay. I liked that they put that in there. It was really interesting, and I liked what it added to the character and the story. But that took me by surprise. When I found that, I was like, what? Whoa, that's cool. Yeah, I loved when he finally accepted his boyfriend, especially like the PDA and such, and his relationship with his dad and his grandma, and I just loved seeing that build, and it was really beautiful. And another one of my favorite scenes was in the cafeteria right when it came out that Cooper was gay, and he walked in and everyone was like kind of giving him shit and such, and then Nate walks behind him and what he says, and then Bron kissing him. That was like so good. I had to put the book down and just hug it and then reread that passage, because I was like, ah! That was just one of the best scenes. And how Nate he's such a good guy, and I hate that he had that terrible stigma, and yeah, just like The Breakfast Club. Yeah, I think my overall ratings were the 5 out of 5, and I'm gonna do a 96%. Yeah, it was really, really good, and 2 thumbs up, and I definitely recommend you going in to read it. One of Us's line was just amazing. Oh, and here's a little BOOKTUBE-A-THON wrap-up mini in here. That was such a fail, an epic fail. I think I was like the worst one who entered BOOKTUBE-A-THON. I don't know what I was thinking, because in the past when I participated in BOOKTUBE-A-THON, I A, didn't have a job, and B, didn't participate in the video activities, challenges, so I had more time to just read. But I don't know what I was thinking, that I would have time when I'm working from 9 to 5 to then have time to read and film and edit and upload. I was so overwhelmed that after the second day I was like, I can't do this. I'm just going to read. And I'm not even going to tell you how many books I finished because it's so embarrassing, and I honestly read more in just a regular week. But yeah, there's my mini BOOKTUBE-A-THON wrap up. BOOKTUBE-A-THON epic fail. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with another book talk. Bye!